Good morning and welcome to the presentation on XML or plugin, two different visions on data interchange. Where does this question come from? From an analysis that we did in the past, considering the different issues proposed by manufacturers, proposed by public bodies, designers, engineers, and distributors. For example, about manufacturers, they brought us the issue on the big problem they have now to manage different plugins for different programs and for different systems, which is giving a huge weight to their work, but also the issue to minimize the time, the information flow to the market. From the point of view of the public bodies, I'd like to tell you an experience that we are facing now in Italy. For example, all public bodies working in public lighting, they are now forced to, by a national rule, they are forced to certificate the photometries. And the big problems they have now is to manage the information brought back by the third parties, laboratories, into their own databases. Why? Because most of the programs now available in the market have a database which is closed and cannot be used by people in order to integrate other information. For example, other issue is coming from the distributors. They usually ask to have system through which they can manage the information in a very quick way. So, for example, whenever the information regarding a product are updated, they would like to have immediately the information they propose at their websites updated. And this is not possible right now. In this way, they are losing time. And especially in the world of LEDs, where everything is changing with a rate of, let's say, 6 months, 8 months. This is a big problem which is also causing some losses in the sales. From our point of view, after analyzing different issues, and I brought you only some of them, we realized that the best way to solve and to give an answer to those issues is the XML file, which we found is very simple to manage. It can be expanded. It can be universal. Simple because with a simple file we can manage and we can interface our file, and so the product information regarding any product of any manufacturer, they can be interfaced with any application. Expandability, because whenever we have a new, for example, a new parameter to manage, whenever we have a new characteristic to manage with the XML file and the structure and the concept of the XML file, this is possible in a very easy way. And first of all, it is possible without losing what was done in the past. Universality is exactly to interface our file and our information with any application. Nowadays, much information defines a product, as we said, and more will be the information to manage a product. Why? Because more and more standards are developed, and so they brought new parameters, they brought new concepts, and those concepts, those parameters cannot, for example, now be completely managed through, for example, in our sector, lighting, cannot be managed through the IS or through the LDT files. So if we consider that in the past, the information were brought to the market through paper catalogs, which was a mean onto which we placed the information regarding a product. So we could find the image, we could find the characteristics, we could find the polar diagram, etc. Anything was placed there. And those information were brought to the market. Now with internet, we have the big problem that the information are placed at the internet, and you can download those information. But whenever they reach the computer of any user, they will be placed in different folders, because up to now it's difficult to find databases thought for the lighting field. So all this information can be, for example, an experience that we had in the recent past at a public body. They consider that usually a guy is downloading the information, and the day after, the colleague is downloading the same information because they are not organized. So it's really difficult to manage in an efficient way. So our idea, one file for all single product data, all in one XML file. Our experience started a few years ago analyzing development of the ULUM data NIS files. Why? Because we consider them too limited at the point of view of considering how many parameters they could manage. So we said that we have to manage more parameters. For example, we have to manage the parameters related to the electrical parameters at the lab. We have to manage the airflow, etc. And all the information saved at the same file. But in a second step, we realized that it was possible to add at the same file also all the other information related to a product. So we developed a file which is called the OXL, which is now capable of including inside the file the 3D of the luminaire, the datasheet, the PDF files, the photometry, the images, and any other file that could be related to the product, even in case a video describing how to install the product. The video showing the presentation of the product itself. So it's a real powerful tool to manage the information related to a product, and not only photometric data. There are some manufacturers, you can see here, who have already adopted the OXL file, which is used in different ways. It is not used in a single way. For example, we have manufacturers using the OXL file to automatically update their websites. We have manufacturers supplying the OXL files. We have public bodies like ENEA, which is the National Research Center of Italy, using the OXL file to supply information to their applications in, for example, energy saving. Or this public body is using the OXL files to integrate information at their databases. So different application, and so in a way, the OXL is coming out as a very flexible and powerful tool for everybody and for any application. So the OXL file can be used for technical applications, so for technical software, not only lighting, and in the second step, it can also be used as to supply information to accounting systems, to any other application where the information related to the product are needed. So it means that whenever we use a technical application, the application will collect the information and select some of the information available through the OXL file. So for example, if we are running a lighting design program, only the photometry and few other data will be selected. If we are managing a catalog, the image and the datasheet information will be selected. If we are running an accounting system, so the code, the description, and other, let's say, commercial data will be used. Another big feature that is characterizing the OXL file is that with most of the applications capable of reading the OXL file, you can simply drag and drop the information. So you can collect the OXL file, and simply with a drag and drop, you can let the module select the information from the OXL file. And it is a way of working which is characterizing everybody. Whenever you transfer a file from one folder to another folder, this is the drag and drop option. And it is also working in this way for the OXL file. So, in this case, we are showing that the OXL file can be used through different applications. So, for example, for electronic catalogs, to supply information to electronic catalogs, to use the information for lighting design or lighting planning, to use the information for photometry analysis, or to use the same information or other information in function of the application into CAD system. So this is an electrical CAD system for the designers, and are only some of the applications that could use the OXL file. We realized that we have to place the OXL file at the internet, because internet is the mean through which we easily manage the information from the manufacturers to the market. But it was not possible to consider a huge list of OXL files without giving other information. So we developed a browser, which is the web catalog, that is capable of showing the information, of browsing the information through the internet. So you can easily search through different search engines. You can easily search the products, and once you find the product, you will have the so-called product datasheet, through which you have different features. So we can say that the web catalog is a dynamic web browser repository of many OXL files. The web catalog, the OXL files and the web catalog are created and managed by the manufacturers, so that the market can visualize the browser, the web catalog, and use the different information. So, for example, from here, like the drag and drop of a single OXL file into an application, we can, from here, drag and drop the image from the internet into these applications. And at the same time, whenever we drag and drop the image of the product, the system will automatically transfer the OXL file from the internet to your local application. That could be a catalog, could be lighting planning, could be CAD systems. But we realized that the web catalog was not only supposed to be for the application interfaced with the system. So we added other features which are allowing to use the information available through the web catalog also into other applications. So, for example, if we need to use the photometry of this luminaire in another application, you will have here the LDT file or the IS file or whatsoever. The manufacturer is willing to put available to the market, or we can visualize and print the energy label, the European energy label about luminaires, or we can print single PDF files, or we can create a data sheet where the main feature is to have the data sheet into different languages. The web catalog is available into 26 languages. Another big issue is, and you may ask, yes, but the OXL is something coming from Oxitec and is not available to anybody. No, because the choice that we did at the real beginning is that the OXL file is open source, which means free to use. You can access our website and you can download the specs about the OXL file. And this is a way that we believe will help the OXL file to expand into the world and into different applications, because from our analysis, there is no other way to manage the information in such a flexible way as I had a chance to show you up to now. So, coming from this concept of open source, we can say that the OXL files can be created through different means. So, for example, they can be created through CMS systems, so the content management system, the huge databases managed by the manufacturers, where all the information related to the products are stored. So from here, you create the OXL, and the OXL can be placed at the internet directly, for example, at the websites of the manufacturers, even without using the web catalog. So as you can download a ulum file, you can let people download the OXL file. But it is also possible to use our application, the LewisWin module, to create the OXL files. We believe that this is the way to find a perfect equilibrium in between the manufacturers and the market. And from our experience, this is really in the direction of a much easier world, where the information will flow in function of the needs of the different entities involved in product data management. Let's come now to the demonstration of a few of the features regarding the OXL files. For example, we can use the OXL files through the photo view, so the photometric data analysis. In this case, we can collect a ulum file from any of these manufacturers and simply drag and drop the information. As you can see here, we have two channels about the multimeter that can be used at the lab. The ulum file is only bringing one single power, which is the power related to the complete luminaire, including losses at the ballast. But it is not available any information about the lamp unless you come to the row, to the line here, where the description of the lamp is carried out with the flux and other characteristics. But in principle, this is not managed through here. What does it mean? For example, in Italy, we have a rule, which is a rule characterizing the luminaires for public lighting. In this case, we have to manage two powers, but only one is available, so the user has to call the manufacturer and ask which is the loss at the ballast in order to have the total power. In this case, as you can see, we have a file where the power is related to the lamp in place of the total power. The ulum.file should have the total power, but in most of the cases, the manufacturers are including only the power related to the lamp. So in one case or in the other, you have to add a second lamp power. So let's say that in this case it is 40, and you will see that from 36 to 40 we have a change in the value. So just to show you, if we have a higher flux, you will have a different evaluation of your luminaire from the energy efficiency. Okay. So in case you're using an OXL file, so let's say that we want to save this file. So we change this file, and 36 is the total power, and we place 40. Okay, and in this case we place 36 for the lamp, and we save this file as an OXL file. Okay, it is this one. So we delete this one and we bring it in, and you will find the two power. So they will be automatically available through here. So the energy efficiency evaluation is done automatically without having to add other information. And this is only a very simple example about the OXL file manager through this analyzer, photometric data analyzer. Let's come now to the LewisWin. So in this case, let's say that I want to add a unum.file to this module. So I select one file and I drag and drop. I have to confirm which lamp through the ILCOS system is used. So let's say it's an LED. Okay, so the luminaire was imported. As you can see, there is no image through here. But if we access the database, and this is possible with the LewisWin being the database open, I edit, and let's say that I want to add an image, JPG file, and I select one luminaire, for example. Let's say I select a floodlight. And the image was automatically added to my database. So I can visualize the datasheet, but I can also create an OXL from here. So I select the luminaire, I select the OXL feature, I select the luminaire, I add the luminaire to the list, I export the luminaire to Oxitec. Now let's and this is the file that was created. So let's now delete. I have to remove the OXL feature. Let's delete the luminaire, and let's say that I received from a manufacturer this file through email or downloaded through the internet. I simply drag and drop, and the file will be imported into the database with the image and with the photometry. In this case, because we have the image and photometry. But let's say that we have a more completed file, like the ones available through this manufacturer. If we access the web catalog of this manufacturer and we select, for example, interiors floor, and we select this luminary. I select this luminary because you will see that the 3D of the luminary is also available, and it is a quite peculiar shape, quite peculiar volume. So I select and I come to the product datasheet, and from here selecting the LewisWin. It is possible to drag and drop and to import all the information from the internet to the local database. And the product is available here. But let's say that I want to use this file, and I want to use this information at the lighting design. So I can drag and drop from here, and you will see that the luminary is available with the 3D together with the photometry. And if we select this one, you will have image, photometry, 3D, but this is not the whole, because I can also show you that other information were brought in and stored into the database, like documents for the product certification and the assembly instruction. So anything related to a product can be easily managed through the mouse. And I can tell you that up to now, I didn't even touch the keyboard. I only use and selected the products through my mouse. Let's analyze now another application. So the electrical CAD system we have here. So this is the installation, the lighting installation of a factory, a small factory, and we would like to add luminaries over here. So I select where I want to add the luminary, right-click, select the user from Oxitex web catalog. Automatically the program will open the web catalog D1 related to this supplier, is the supplier of the software. So I select the luminary of interest, so an industrial luminary, and from here I select in the same way like I did before, and for the lighting design program I select the luminary and drag and drop it into the CAD application. The product was downloaded, the product is available over here, and now it is possible, for example, if I want to go back and visualize the datasheet of this product, simply right-click, data on the web, and immediately the program will show me the datasheet related to this product, where I can analyze the product from other points of view. Or I go back to the CAD system, I drag and drop the luminary, and I leave it to the right position. Let's say that this is the one. I confirm, and now the product is included at my drawing, at my plan. As you can see, it is possible to visualize the characteristics of any items that was included at the design. But in most of the cases, the images are not available. Why? Because usually when you use a CAD system, especially when using luminaries at an electrical CAD system, the luminaries are considered as blocks. So the user has to define any single parameter, any single characteristic of interest about the product. And it is then considered as a block, like in this case. In our case, it is a real luminary. It is a luminary with specific and well-defined characteristics, and so it is possible then to use those characteristics inside other specs, inside other analysis, inside a list of products, inside of energy efficiency analysis related to the system. So in this way, really, the user has a great advantage of having the information supplied directly by the manufacturer and kept updated by the manufacturer, and then he can focus the attention only on his specific work. So with great advantage. I like now to show you another example related to a distributor, because we mentioned at the beginning that a distributor can also be interested in managing the information through the Excel or web catalogs. So this is an Italian distributor, and this is a set of manufacturers managed by this distributor. In this case, you have the direct link to the web catalogs of the manufacturers. So the distributor is using exactly the information supplied by the manufacturer. And it doesn't have to spend time and losing time in inputting information by himself, which cannot be done in short time, because a distributor usually doesn't have two manufacturers to manage. They have usually many manufacturers to manage, and so keeping updated the information, it's quite a heavy job. So if we connect directly with the catalogs supplied by the manufacturers, the great advantage is that the manufacturers can keep the information always updated, and immediately, whenever they are published, immediately they are available at the distributors. But this is not the all. The other point is that through our system, it is also possible to filter products. So the manufacturer is supplying a web catalog with 100% of the products available. But the distributor may have the need to filter the products because it doesn't distribute all the products to the market. So through our system, it is possible, through a simple Excel file, to select the products of interest for the distributor. So those set of information, those set of products will be always kept updated by the manufacturer. But on the other hand, for the distributor, the advantage will be that only the products really distributed at their market will be shown at their website, with a great advantage for everybody. I'd like to tell you that the experience now with most of the distributors that we had up to now says that this is a great need of the distributors, and usually they try by themselves to input the information at their own databases. But this is a quite heavy job, as I said, and also it is usually done manually. There is no mean to transfer the information from the manufacturers to the distributors in a very efficient way. Maybe the efficient way could be really the Excel files. Thank you for joining us at this webinar today.